And welcome back, everyone. This is Marduk the Gamer, and you are watching episode 13 of Space Engineers Road to 10,000 Hours. And my goodness, that's a lot of hours. Every time I make a new episode, I think about just how many hours is 10,000 hours. I've got quite a few hours accumulated, but there's so many more. Well, better get started. Today is going to be some riding and some mining and, some accidents in between. So, let's get ahead to the next clip and I'll tell you all about it. And here we are at a beautiful sunny location in the Twin Peaks. It's our iron boulder. This is the one we've been, mining this whole time trying to build out the mobile refinery. And today, we're going to finish this sucker off. But before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and set up some ejectors onto the mobile refiner because I don't want to spend all the time having to micromanage my inventory to get rid of the stone. So I'm just going to go ahead and put these on here. They're called, I have no idea which mod is calling them small connectors, or if that's a base game. Normally they're just called ejectors. But I go ahead and attach them on to the small ports because stone can go through the small ports. Now I need to set their limits and their quota. Now the limit will prevent any more material than the number that I give it. So if I put 1,000, that's the max amount of stone that can go into that inventory. Or in this case, infinite. But until I set a quota, that stone won't be pulled out of other inventories and into this ejector. So the first thing I got to do is I set the limit for how much it can hold. Then I set the quota to actually pull the stone to this inventory space. Then I can go ahead and hit the throw out, and now it should be pulling the stone, except that there's a little problem. On my refineries, I didn't remove the ability to use stone. So I got to go ahead, show the block in terminal. You past ridiculous version of myself who forgets basic things. Right. And then I go to limit and I set it to 0. Not the quota, just the limit. And then I can go, because I have 2 through 4 set on the same thing, I go ahead, copy, and paste. And so now all the stone will get forced out of the refineries, and because they're in general inventory, now the ejectors can pull them using the quota. And after that, it's just mining. Now that the mobile refinery is now full of material, it's time to go. Give me some gold. It actually looks like that cobalt is going to be the better option to start out with, although I think I'll go get some gold later. And I'm checking to see if there's any acquisition contracts I could put in, but they're all either over the volume amount, or they're not really worth it, or they're going to take forever. 800 motors is going to take forever with my current setup. So they're just not really worth it. I tried the refresh button, but I'm pretty sure this is just not going to be a thing. So instead, I'm going to go take a little joyride in Thunder and mine some cobalt. Hey, is that a tree? Oh no. Look at me. I lived. All right. Eat that. All right. Suck on that, physics. Okay. Oh. All right. Hey, take it easy. Whoa. Oh, man. Whew. Okay, now we're back at the mobile refinery. Gonna give Thunder a little upgrade. So I like what I did with the mobile refinery and having an ejector, and I'm basically gonna do the same thing to Thunder. The question is, where am I going to put it? Because Thunder doesn't necessarily have a port that's readily in a good place to do it. Because if I put it on that front hydrogen port, well, then it's going to start putting rocks under my wheels, and that'll make that part of my life difficult. Or if I'm at the wrong angle, it'll be hard to angle it. So what I want is to have it either coming out the front or coming out the back. If it's coming out the front, well, then it's going to be in the way of if I need to attach anything up there, so I don't want to mess with that. So I decided to put it in the back because the stone is trash, and generally speaking, as human beings, we put the trash out the back end. Yes. So that is going to be the plan. All right, going to go ahead and copy my settings from the previous ejectors, and then bada bing, upgrade complete. Oh crap, pull up. Ah! Oh. So I have totally demolished the nose of Thunder. The hydrogen engine is on fire. The entire rotor assembly is broke. So, yep. But there's nothing I can do. So I'm just going to go ahead, finish up mining, and then when I get back to the mobile refinery, then I'll do some repairs. Alright, we are back at the mobile refinery. Our little chunky beetle. Time to do some repairs. Scrape off all the broken iron, tear out the hydrogen engine. Now, I don't notice it exactly at this point, but those conveyor tubes are actually damaged. So I will have to rip those out if I want to go ahead and have a completed... I know it's supposed to be like the face of the car or like the nose cone of a vehicle, but I've got sort of this weird fueling port up there. It just kind of makes it all weird. I guess ooh, I could call it my lightning rod. What about that? Does that seem a little yeah, a little immature? No, a little, oh, shoot, I'm blanking on the word. Starts with an I. Crap. It's not innocuous. It's the complete opposite of innocuous. Alright. Maybe it's a little risque. Because that is... I'm gonna be putting that into the roto port. Oh, jeez, man. There's something about rockets that is inherently phallic, which makes it both fun and at the same time a little bit like, I don't mean for this to look like a giant penis, but like Jeff Bezos, I accidentally make it look like a giant penis, and then I'm gonna try to be like, no, I totally didn't take the space dong with William Shatner. Oh my gosh, man. That's hysterical. That was such a funny thing that happened. Oh, but yeah. So, I get this thing all figured out. I'm still trying to decide about that extra tube, and I decide, screw it. I don't care if I crash with it again. I'm just going to go ahead, put it on there, put another roto port on it, and just take it on home. Alright, time to go hit up the station and sell off all this cobalt. Alright, that's the end of the adventure for today, everyone. Thanks for sticking along. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.